Alright, against odds time, we are retreating our way through standard. Yeah, ship the turn. Oh boy. Embodiment of Spring. We know what this means. Ooh, a swamp. Opponent's probably just gonna sack Embodiment. So, Flooded Strand, we need a... I guess Canopy Vista is fine. Yeah, I think we play the retreat here. That lets us start scrying, also tapping, which is actually a pretty sweet out to lands that have been awakened. So we can leave our fetch lands sit out there and then tap down the lands. Explosive Vegetation. So this is tap creature, right? Yeah, tap or untap creature or scry. Well, it's Painful Truth, see what we draw. Ooh, another retreat. Alright, so I think since we drew another retreat, we're just going to play this forest and scry one. I guess we can put that to the bottom for now. Now we'll pass the turn. Next turn we can get down, retreat to Emeria, Hedron Archive. So our opponent's getting pretty close to the point of taking extra turns. Okay, Rattleclaw. And Embodiment. Maybe we just Languish here? I think that's better. We can just Languish away those creatures, and then we'll play a Flooded Strand and not tap it so we can, if our opponent awakens something, we can use it to tap down the land. Shambling Vent, I guess we'll put it to the bottom for now. We don't really need the land. And then next turn, hopefully, we can get down retreat to Emeria. Oh boy. Is our opponent going for an extra turn here? And this is renewal. Alright, sweet. Well, we're staying alive. So we will play our retreat to Emeria, play a Polluted Delta, so we scry and we make a token. I don't know if we'll crack these fetches yet or not, we'll see. Oh, there's a dig. Well, this means our opponent's probably going to find some taking extra turn spells. Yep, there's Part the Water Veil, awakens a Blighted Woodland. So we're just going to chump this turn, I believe. And then we're going to pause, put a stop on our opponent's upkeep for their next turn. And we can sack Polluted Delta, get a Smoldering Marsh, I guess, tap down, land, and make another creature. Yes, we'll tap Blighted Woodland. Draws a couple cards with Hedron Archive. Alright, so we sort of are surviving. So now I think we Dark Petition to get another retreat. I think we want the black retreat. So get the black retreat. Play the black retreat with our Dark Petition mana. Play another fetch land. So we get to scry one, drain one, and I guess we just make another token. Ooh, another retreat to Emeria. We'll leave that on top. So we'll get in with one of our tokens. That's the nice thing about Dark Petition too, is once we have enough mana, we can always just search up another retreat. Here comes something. This might be Planner Outburst. Planner Outburst. Alright. Awakens Lumbering Falls. Do we need to crack these? I guess so. We can crack one. Get a Plains, I guess. So we get to tap Blighted Woodland, drain for one, make a token, taps it in response. We are not going to untap it. So I guess we'll just take 4 here. Yeah, it's fine. What do we draw? Bloodstained Mire. We can Dark Petition for another Pact, probably? Another, not Pact, retreat. Yeah, let's Dark Petition. Let's Ruinous Path. We will sack Flooded Strand, get an island. What do we got on top? Windswept Teeth. I don't think we need that right now. Then we will Ruinous Path to kill Blighted Woodland. It's good to get that out of there. And then we'll just play a... I guess we can play Swamp. We scry one, drain one, make another token. Polluted Delta to the bottom. Then we can follow that up with Painful Truce to draw some more cards. Ooh, sweet. So we get 2 more retreats for next turn. I think we just pass and try to make sure we can stay alive. But, alright. So we get to block Lumbering Falls with one of our tokens. We are going to have a lot of retreats here soon. Temporal Trespass. Alright, that's the less problematic of the two, because they don't get a creature out of it. Get to block again. They're chipping through our tokens pretty rapidly. Just trying to maintain our life total till we untap. And this is renewal. Alright, we can deal with this as renewal. And then a Monastery Seed. And we live to untap. Sweet. Play a retreat. Play a retreat. Play a Bloodstained Mire. Flooded Strand. we'll put to the bottom for now. Make a token, gain 2, drain, drain. So we're up to 14, not bad. I guess we can attack with our token. We can always make more instant speed, so. Opponent gets to loot. Just, whoa, discards a dig? I don't know if I've ever discarded a dig in my life. Man, it is hard to discard a dig. Card is so bonkers in the take an extra turn deck. It's usually finds 2 more take an extra turn spells, which is huge game. This looks like a Part the Water Veil. Oh, they had another dig. Oh, Temporal Trespass. Okay. Gonna sack the Blighted Woodland. So we just gotta hope that they can't really chain things together. If they can, that's definitely problematic. If they have like a Part the Water Veil here. Alright, activate Slumbering Falls. Well, I think we take our beats here and hope that they don't have a take an extra turn spell. Activate Slumbering Falls. So we're taking 7, 10. It's a lot of damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, they might have another Temporal Trespass. They do. Alright, I guess we pass. We gotta hope they don't hit. If they hit yet another take an extra turn spell, then we're dead. Activate Slumbering Falls. Alright, beginning of combat, we need to sack. Oh man, I hope. Okay, we do have a land. We can get the swamp. So now we go to tap Lumbering Falls, drain, drain, make a token, and gain 2. This means it's unlikely they have another take an extra turn spell, unless they just have a naked Part the Water Veil. Then they got us. So we get to block here, drop to 4. Oh, dig, okay. Not Part the Water Veil, so at least we live this, we survive another turn. Boy, they likely have 2 more take an extra turn spells. Get rid of this Monastery Siege. Play a Flooded Strand, and we scry, drain, drain, make a token, and gain 2 life. Painful Truce, I think we leave Painful Truce for now. Pass the turn. We're just barely staying alive, but if they have 2 extra turn spells, especially with a Part the Water Veil. So we just block here. We could have sacked in response to give our creature Death Touch, but it seems risky. Ooh, Hedron Archive. Yep, well, Temporal Trespasses are gone. Barely. Activates Lumbering Falls. What about Planar Outbursts? They likely have Planar Outbursts too. Alright, let's just block. Drop down to 5. Quarantine Field to exile all our retreats. Yeah, I guess we gotta sack it. So, scry, drain, drain, token, and gain. Exiles all of our retreats. So now we play another retreat, play Shambling Vent, make a token, pass the turn, Planar Outburst, and we're dead. Alright. Jeez. Alright, we get to play first. Hopefully we get a good hand here. Oh, there's a retreat. So, do we want to duress here? I guess we can. Quarantine Field, Planar Outburst, Explosive Vegetation, Hedron Archive, Temporal Trespass. Guess we'll just take Hedron Archive. That's the one that lets our opponent draw cards. Oh, Embodiment. Alright. Not a bad draw. But we're going to have double retreats in a second. Opponent's probably going to pass and sack Embodiment. We are going to play Retreat, play Canopy Vista, drain twice. We would like to stop a Quarantine Field. Also take an extra turn spells. Also Nissa's Renewal. So I guess there's a bunch of things that we would preferably stop if we had our choice. Explosive Vegetation. Fetch lands would also be sweet to speed up this process a bit. Another retreat. Alright, let's play Retreat. Island. Now we get to scry, drain, drain. Well, let's put it to the bottom. If we draw a fetch land, that's good. If we draw another non-land card, that's also good. So I don't think we can really lose in this situation. Nissa's Renewal, I think we need to counter that, because that gains our opponent a lot of life. Sunken Hollow. So, scry, drain, drain. Another retreat. I don't think we need retreat to Coral Helm here. Hedron Archive. Guess we gotta let that go, unfortunately. Shambling Vent. Same deal. So we're getting our opponent kinda low. I think we'll keep Lumbering Falls. Creature lands are not bad. Got him down to 12. Quarantine Field. Guess we need to counter that. Now we can suit up our Shambling Vent, get in for 2. Lumbering Falls, Scry, Drain. Ooh, Duress. I think we keep Duress. It doesn't help us drain, but it does help keep us alive, hopefully. So let's just take an extra turn. Oh, they drew Part the Water Veil? That's bad. We know they have another take an extra turn spell, too. So we could actually be in trouble. Yep, down to 26. Best case, they take an extra turn, and that's all I have. Worst case, we just die somehow. If they drew another Part the Water Veil, oh, Lord. Well, we're going to lose. That was insane running. We duressed their hand, and they had a take an extra turn spell, a Planar Outburst, and the Quarantine Field, and they apparently just nakedly drew 2 Part the Water Veils in a row, which is crazy. So we know they have the Temporal Trespass, which means we're just dead. They get to attack. Wow. Alright, well that happened. I felt like this would be a good matchup for us, too. And I think it kind of is, but our opponent drew the right cards. This deck can go off out of nowhere, no doubt about it. And yeah, that does it. Alrighty, against odds, retreats in Standard. Let's see how this goes. Well, we have retreats and a Wrath, so let's try it. Yeah, let's just lead on Canopy Vista. We're not playing anything this turn. Then we can get a basic and have all 4 colors on turns 3. To start playing our many retreats. Now let's just go with Swamp next. If we draw another basic, then we can play that and play a retreat. There's a Jace. Well, alright, let's get an island. So everything will come into play on tap now. Play our retreat to Hagra. Yep, there's Mantis Rider. Take our 3. Retreat to Emeria. Well, I think the plan is to retreat to Coral Helm. Bloodstain Mire. So we get to Drain and Scry. Canopy Vista. So we leave Canopy Vista on top. Pass the turn. Now we don't want to crack this fetch, and our opponent didn't even loot with Jace. There's the Jace loot. When it makes their land drop. Hits us to 14. I guess we can play retreat. Play another retreat. This time, another retreat to Hagra. Play Canopy Vista. So we get to Scry, Drain, and Drain. I guess we can leave it on tapped for now. Or on top for now. We can always shuffle it away with our Bloodstain Mire if need be. Kolaghan's Command for discard and 2 damage. Opponent loots with Jace. Discards a Jace. And plays a Tasigur. Do we want to... Yeah, I think we can tap that Mantis Rider. Get a Smoldering Marsh, I guess? So we get to tap Mantis Rider, drain, and drain. See what we draw. Another retreat. Alright, we have to go for a Planar Outburst here. If our opponent has a counter, they have a counter. Yep, they have negate. Well, that's not good for us. We're going to take a bunch of damage. Hand to Sorin, so we're going to take even more damage. Yep, pumps it up. Well, now we're probably dead because of that. That negate was a blowout. Unless we draw another Planar Outburst, then we have a chance. Flooded Strand. I don't think Flooded Strand does it. We're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we can... Yeah, I guess we can stay alive. Play Retreat. Play Flooded Strand. And we get to Scry, Drain, Drain, and Gain. Well, I don't think we can keep Painful Truce. We're going to be shuffling it away anyway. Opponent has another Mantis Rider. Does that kill us? I don't think so. It does gain our opponent a bunch more life, though. So we sack Flooded Strand... Get a Plains. We need to tap Tasigur, drain, drain, and gain. But not really getting ahead. Thanks to that Sorin. So we take 9, down to 3. Draw a retreat and scoop them up. Bring in a bit more removal. Oh god. This hand really wants a retreat. Ooh, Painful Truce isn't bad, though. Yeah, I guess we'll just play Canopy Vista, and then we can get a Swamp next turn, and Painful Truce. Maybe drawn to some retreats. Ooh, Planar Outburst could be good eventually. So Polluted Delta will find a Swamp. Black, white, and blue. Painful Truce X3. Looks like that's going to draw a negate. Yup. Well, that's a negate we don't have to worry about later. Alright, we take 3, down to 16. Yeah, Windswept Teeth, search out something. Guess the Plains is fine. Then we're just going to Utter End to get rid of Mantis Rider. Really would like to draw a retreat, that's what we need. Jace, alright, Jace will flip fairly quickly. Well, I guess since we drew nothing, we can just Planar Outburst to kill the Jace, even though that doesn't feel great. Kolaghan's Command to get back the Jace, make us discard. Well, that's still bad. Let's draw a retreat for once. Another land. Alright, Flooded Strand. Get an island. Lumber in for some damage, since we can't do anything else. This deck doesn't do much without any retreats. Not much at all. We only have, what, 16 retreats? That means we should always have at least one. 16 is a ton. We should usually have, actually, like, close to 2 retreats in our hand. Makes a vampire. Another land. Well, let's lumber in towards Sorin. I'm sure they will block with Jace and flip Jace. They don't have anything that great to flash back at the moment, though. Discards a Prairie Stream. Alright, pass the turn. Well, I guess the lesson from this game is can't keep 6 landers. We have so many lands in our deck, though, I expect to get land-heavy hands, so I didn't think it was that weird, but I guess that was even bad by our standards. And a dig. Ugh, blowouts. Our opponent is down to 12, but they just found so much action, I'm sure. Soulfire. Pumps it up. That lifelink is pretty rough as well. Makes it hard for us to really kill our opponent. Now we get to Duress. Double Disdainful Stroke. Well, that card's basically dead. I guess we can Lumbering Falls attack Sorin. And if our opponent would like to trade their Sorin or their Soulfire, then that's fine. There's a block. Play Windswept Teeth. Pass the turn. Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this one. Just haven't gotten enough non-land cards. Should have mulliganed. Gonna flashback. Oh, Kolaghan's Command. Alright. Yep. Well, we know our opponent's hand. It's a Disdainful Stroke. But what could we draw here that would even get us out of this? We know we can't resolve a Disdainful or a Wrath through the Disdainful Stroke. Well, we can resolve Silk Wrap. That's not really gonna save us though. So our opponent can pump up Sorin, hit us for 6, and then like flashback, dig if they want. Since we know they have that Disdainful Stroke, it means we can't Wrath even if we draw it. Pumps up Jace. We draw a retreat that, well, I guess technically that keeps us alive in a very weird way. We can sack both of our fetches to tap both of our opponent's creatures. Oh, they drew a Kolaghan's Command? Alright, now it won't keep us alive. Alright, against the odds, retreats in Standard. Let's see if we can actually win a match, or even a game. We're getting to the part where I'll be happy to win a game. Oh, this is the one. Opponent mulled the 3. There's nothing. Yes! Turn 1 win with retreats. Did it. Obviously that wasn't how I was thinking we'd win, but hey. That's a great thing about Against the Odds is no matter how bad your deck is and what you're playing, if you If you go at it long enough, eventually an opponent will mold a 3. So, no deck, or like have a heart attack while they're playing, or have to go to work or something. Like something crazy will happen. So sooner or later, pretty much any deck will win a game. Good news is our opponent probably doesn't know what we're playing. They saw our Shambling Vent, but that was it. Swift Spear, eh? So they're a Tarka Red by the looks. I guess we'll lead on our basics to have our other stuff come into play untapped. Dragon Fodder. Just keeps going. Taking 2 more. There's a Swamp. Well, we might just be dead before we even get to do much, unfortunately. Oh boy. Atarka's Command. That represents a lot of damage. Yup. So we are down to 7 and likely dead before we even do anything. Zergo with Dash. We are dead. Yeah, another Targus Command. Well, that is a really good draw from that deck. That's what they want to do. We get a little more early game interaction. Oh god. 1 land with this deck? That shouldn't happen often. Oh boy. Well, green retreat is a good retreat. We're going to have an interesting time hitting our mana, though. If we want... Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this, honestly. Zergo. I guess we want to keep the green retreat, so we'll draw it. Play Sunken Hollow, pass the turn. See, if we get a white source, that's helping us with Planner Outburst, but a black source lets us cast Ruinous Path. What's the right direction here? Well, let's get a Plains. I think we're going to need this Planner Outburst. Painful Truce. Ay. That is truly painful in this situation. And we need to not die, like, next turn. The green retreat does seem good in this situation. Atarka's Command, well, at least they can't cast that. So we're only taking 3, which isn't the end of the world. And no land, alright. Well, I think we need to... Painful Truce X3. We hit a Bloodstained Mire, so we get to gain 2 life back. And then just pass the turn. Hordling Outburst. Well, now our hope is basically that we draw a land that lets us Wrath. I guess we don't have to crack that. Come on, land. Prairie Stream, alright. So we gain 2 from Prairie Stream. Swamp is fine. Gain 2, so we're up to 8, not bad. And now we get to Planner Outburst. Oh, the land came through in the clutch. We're still not really out of the woods, though, because they could just go like Haste Creature, Become Immense, we're dead. And we'd still like to keep drawing lands. Let's just play the forest here. Once we draw a fetch land, we'll have a little more flexibility. And if they have a Tarka's Command, we'll be glad that we didn't tap out. And they do. So we're down to 5. We don't get to gain our 2 life, unfortunately. This deck doesn't have that much reach, though, which is the good news. But they draw Swift Spear. We will take 1 to try to get some cards out of their hand. There's Become Immense. Now we got Utter End. Utter End, get rid of the Swift Spear. Also counters Become Immense. Come on, land. Silk Wrap. Well, this isn't exciting, but we basically just have to go shields down here and hope we draw lands. Another haste creature is really potentially devastating. Non-haste creatures aren't that bad. Alright, come on, land. Land? Oh my god! No, we have 30 some odd lands in this deck. And we can't find one when we need one. Alright, Dragon Fodder we can deal with. Still really, really need a land. Any land. Alright, Planner Outburst, sweep up the goblins. Still not a land. We've missed 4 in a row, and our deck is more than half lands. Tarka's Command us down to 2. Oh, man! No! Alright, here we go. Against odds, retreats. And, yeah, I guess that's reasonable. We don't have any of our retreats that can kill our opponent. Sunken Hollow. What does that mean? Alright, Prairie Stream go. Oh, this looks like a control deck. Yeah, let's just search out a swamp, I guess. Play Retreat to Coral Helm, I think is better right this minute, since it lets us scry to hopefully find more action. Another tap land. And Jace. Orator of Ojutai. Ooh, Dragonlord Ojutai is bad if we can't just immediately languish it. Jeez. Well, we are going to gain some life. 3 retreat to Kazandus. Alright, Flooded Strand. So we're going to scry and gain. Gain 2 life. What's on top? We will keep that. Which means we can't sack that Flooded Strand yet. Our opponent very well could have some counter spells. So let's sack this Flooded Strand. Plains, I guess, is fine. Scry and gain. Retreat to Hagra. Let's put it to the bottom since we're going to get another scry. I think in this situation a Painful Truce would be ideal. See if Retreat to Emeria draws out the counter. No. Alright, so we scry, make a 1/1, and gain 2. Dark Petition. Dark Petition's not bad. We don't have spells in the graveyard though. I think we'll bottom it. Plus we can crack this Flooded Strand if we need to. Alright, Utter End on Retreat to Emeria. We'll let that go, since we're likely going to have to languish as soon as our opponent plays Dragonlord Ojutai anyway. There's Dragonlord Ojutai. Well, I guess we got to crack this. Get a Sunken Hollow, and scry and gain. I think we'll put Utter End to the bottom for now too. Painful Truce will be good, but we need to languish first. Shambling Vent, and nothing. Yeah, let's go for Painful Truce. Does this draw out the counter? No. Well, in that case, we will just play a Lumbering Falls, scry and gain, another retreat to Kazandu to the bottom. I think we're not in horrible shape. I'm just going to pass the turn. Expedition Sunken Hollow. Classy. Well, I guess we Painful Truce again. So let's just play another retreat to Kazandu. Play another Lumbering Falls, scry, gain. We will keep our retreat to Emeria. Ojutai's command, cycle draw. Cycle draw. So we both have a lot of life. Well, let's retreat to Emeria. Well, I guess we can retreat to Kazandu as well. The third retreat to Kazandu. Polluted Delta. So scry, make a creature, gain 2. So we gain 6 life from each land we play. Planar Outburst. Yeah. I think we need to put that to the bottom for now. We already have one. And our opponent doesn't seem to have too many creatures. Slumgar the Drifting Death. Yeah, let's sacrifice this. Island. Scry. Make a 1/1. Gain. We could be putting counters on our creatures, but I think the plan... Retreat to Hagra. Because I think what we got to do is play Windswept Heath. Scry, give our creatures +1/+1, gain 2 life, gain 2 life, gain 2 life. Island we'll put to the bottom because we actually got to sack this right away. Sack Windswept Heath, get a forest, scry, give our creatures +1/+1, gain, and gain. We will keep Flooded Strand. We do like the fetches. Now we can tap Island, Planar Outburst, awaken our forest, and hit our opponent down to 19. Still a little worried about Ugin, just because it gets rid of all our retreats, but Foul Tongue Invocation, not revealing a dragon. That's fine. Well, let's just play another retreat. Flooded Strand. Scry, drain, make a 1/1, gain. Oh, we are up to so much life, 53 life. Ooh, Shambling Vat? Alright, we'll keep Shambling Vat. Now I think we're going to attack with our Lumbering Falls. The core token here, the ally token, actually gives us some protection against Foul Tongue Invocation, which is nice. We could always sack that instead. We might be getting there. We're at 54 life. We have 6 retreats on the battlefield. Well, what do we do now? I guess we just play... do we want a Shambling Vent or Fetch Land? I guess Shambling Vent's probably better. Scry, drain, make a 1/1, gain. So we are up to 61 life. Another retreat. I think we keep that as well. So now we can turn on our Lumbering Falls. Attack with Lumbering Falls. Got our opponent to 11. We might be able to win next turn. Oh, we might be doing it. This deck is ridiculous. That is for sure. Alright, let's play another retreat. So that puts us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 retreats on the battlefield. Polluted Delta. So we scry, we drain, we pump up our creatures, we gain. Now I think we need to activate our Lumbering Falls in response so it gets a benefit from this retreat. So we are up to 65, our creatures get +1/+1. Drain down to 8, 7, get a scry, fetch land, we'll leave it on top. And then we attack with all of our creatures. If our opponent fires up the Shambling Vent, we can tap it down by cracking a fetch. Alright, there's Shambling Vent. Let it activate. Now we crack Flooded Strand, get an island. We tap down Shambling Vent so it can't block. We're doing it! We're going to do it right here. Drain. Pump our creatures. Oh, I misclicked, but it's not going to matter. We're still got lethal. So we're we're going to win at like 80 life. Our opponent goes to 6, to 5. We tap down the blocking land. And did we get it? Is this it? Yes! At 76 life. Take that, Esper Dragons. You've been retreated. Oh, man. Alright, bring in some Duresses and Planeswalkers and such. Just start playing our basics, I think. Well, we'll play Lumbering Falls, since we drew it. And then we can start playing basics. Can't believe we finally won a match, and it was, or a game, and it was a sweet one. It made me wish we had Fildair Sovereign. So now we'll just play a Plains, a Ship the turn. Yeah, we'll play Swamp, and we'll play Sunken Hollow so we can leave up double counter spell. That was actually a really good draw. I'm glad we have 2 counter spells. That means we don't just lose to an Ojutai automatically. Virulent Plague. Well, that does slow down our beats a bit. It makes our retreat to Emeria less good. Alright, let's just pass. Orator of Ojutai, revealing Ojutai, draws a card. Ooh, well, that was a solid draw. Let's duress. See what our opponent has going on. Negate and double Slumgar Scorn. Well, I guess we just take a Slumgar Scorn and play an island. Negate Slumgar Scorn, Ojutai, land. Another Orator of Ojutai. Maybe we should have left in more of our Wraths. Shambling Vent. Let's just Shambling Vent. Pass. Keep building up our creature lands. Is this the Ojutai? There it is. So let's Disdainful Stroke Ojutai. Opponent negates, so we will negate back. And keep the Ojutai off the table for the moment at least. Guess just wait. Now we can Painful Truce X3. Refill our hand a bit. All lands. Alright, let's play a Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Would have been nice to draw something big to play there. The thing is, they're going to be able to sack the Haven, get back Dragonlord Ojutai, and then they can defend it with their Slumgar Scorn, which is kind of a blowout. So I'm expecting that's what's going to happen. So we need to sack a Polluted Delta here, get a Swamp, just thin our deck a bit. Play the Forest. Ugh. Not feeling... we haven't drawn a single retreat somehow, which is pretty bad. I took out the 2 planar outbursts, which might be a mistake. That Ojutai is probably going to kill us. We do have the Languish, but I don't think we're going to beat this Ojutai, honestly. See, Ob Nixilis would have been a card that would be sweet to have drawn last turn, but now we're a turn too late, because they can Slumgar Scorn. Oh, they let it go? Alright, well, let's draw a card and lose a life. And, well, blue, white, green. Let's Painful Truce. Painful Truce X3. Play a... I guess Canopy Vista's fine. Pass the turn. Now I guess there's some very slight chance of us winning by using the retreat. Shambling Vent. So our opponent's just going to kill Ob Nixilis with the Dragonlord and the Shambling Vent. That does mean they don't get to draw a card from it, which is good. Alright, let's play this retreat. Play a Polluted Delta, get a Scry. Another retreat. Is that even good enough here, though? Probably not. No, I think we need to try to find a way to deal with Ojutai. Alright, pass the turn. Still, the odds of this working out are pretty low. Ojutai is a problem. Oh, well that might seal the deal. Yeah, let's negate. Pretty sure that means we're done. Alright, crack Polluted Delta. Sunken Hollow gets us a Scry. Smoldering Marsh, definitely to the bottom. So the thing is, yeah, even if we draw a land, we're dead. Alright, scoop it up. Alright, let's see if we can take down this game 3. Actually win the match. But we'll just go lead on Lumbering Falls. We have a lot of fetches that can get us black mana, so we should find some sooner or later. Shambling Vent, for example. Makes that black mana we need. Ooh. Another Shambling Vent? Well, I think we retreat here. Let us start scrying and finding more action. Now our opponent has an island, so they could have counters. But instead they're going to Virulent Plague. That makes retreat to Emeria much less good. So let's blue, black, green, Painful Truce X3, and then I guess we can just go Windswept Heath, Scry. We don't want the other retreat to Emeria now, since it doesn't do much until we get rid of Virulent Plague. Pass the turn. Oh, they have their own Painful Truce. Alright, well that's not bad. They're going to have to discard. Oh, they drew a Duress, so they don't have to discard. Well, that worked out for our opponent. Oh, they can't. That's right. Haha! Actually, they could have, but they didn't. Unless they didn't have a swamp. I don't know why they fetched right there, then. I figured they would go Swamp Duress. Pitch an Ojutai. In that case, I think we lead on Duress. Dispel, Slumgar Scorn, Duress, and Surge of Righteousness. Yeah, let's take Duress. Crack Windswept Heath to get a Plains. We get a Scry out of the deal. Swamp. So we can put Swamp to the bottom. Play Sunken Hollow. Get another Scry. Island. I think we can also put to the bottom. Pass the turn. So this way we have Disdainful Stroke up if they go for Ojutai. If not, then we can Utter End at the end of turn, which doesn't seem bad. So let's Utter End. See if they dispel this. Oh, they're just going to Slumgar Scorn. Okay. And Ob Nixilis? Well then, I think this means we get to resolve an Ob Nixilis. Our opponent's going to be able to resolve Ojutai anyway, so I think we just might as well do this. So let's Ob Nixilis, play Canopy Vista to get the Scry. We'll leave Polluted Delta on top. We don't mind a fetch land. Draw the Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Yep, there's Dragonlord Ojutai. Let's see what we can draw. Ooh, Duress? Well, let's play Polluted Delta to Scry. Oh, there's Planner Outburst. Alright, put that on top. Draw it with Ob Nixilis. Should we Duress here as well? Or do we leave up Disdainful Stroke? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Planner Outburst to get rid of Ojutai. And I think we can wait. I think we'll wait and Duress next turn. Leave up the Disdainful Stroke just in case. Haven. So we know our opponent has a Dispel, but we don't know much else. Looks like they're going to get back the Ojutai, but they can't cast it. So that's acceptable. Orator of Ojutai to draw a card. Yep. Well, let's crack Polluted Delta to get a Scry. Getting a Swamp. Polluted Delta on top. We will keep it. So we draw Polluted Delta. Now we can play Polluted Delta. Get a Scry. Oh, retreat. Do we want to draw retreat? Yes, probably. That's one of our only ways to win the game. Go with Duress. See if our opponent has a hard counter for Duress. Oh, they're just going to dig. Okay. Dig through time, sure. Dispel, Surge, Lands, and Dragon. So we'll take the Dispel. Then we can Painful Truce, I think, to draw 3. Another Duress. Then we can draw 1 with Ob Nixilis. Another Duress. And then I think we pass and leave up the potential of activating our Shambling Vent. If they activate Shambling Vent, they won't be able to play Ojutai, but we really need to counter Ojutai. Oh my god. Well, that is potentially a game-losing draw for us, unfortunately. That's crazy. Crazy talk. Oh, we even rest. Now they can take Disdainful Stroke and resolve Ojutai, and we're at 9. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They are going to have to beat an Ob Nixilis emblem, though. There's Ojutai. Oh, alright. Oh, man, we drew them right back. They got the perfect draw on Duress. Then we get the perfect draw with Languish. Take the Surge. Then we can play Retreat. Play a Plains. So we get to Scry 1 and Drain 1 to go up to 10. Utter End, we're going to shuffle it away anyway, so it doesn't matter. Sack Polluted Delta, get a Swamp. Scry 1, Drain 1. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to beat Esper Dragons. Another Retreat can go to the bottom for now. Black, black, white, white, Languish. Sweeps away the board. Oh. Is it worth it? Yeah. Alright. Ultimate Ob Nixilis. So our opponent gets an emblem. Whenever they draw a card, they lose 2 life. So we just gotta hope we can stay alive for a couple turns, because that emblem will drain them out shortly, especially combined with retreats. Probably our best bet is that we draw lands to keep activating our retreats, like fetch lands or golden right now. They can double activate Shambling Vent, which will gain them some life back. So that's a little scary. So this will put them up to 14. Alright, come on land. All about the lands. Smoldering Marsh. Oh, I didn't even realize it's whenever a player draws a card. Well, that was solid. So 1, 2, 3, activate Shambling Vent. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can play Smoldering Marsh. We get to Scry and to Drain. And Canopy Vista we will keep on top. We get to cast Duress, targeting our opponent. Make sure they didn't draw anything. Shambling Vent, Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. And now we can block with both of our creature lands. I think we're going to get there unless our opponent draws something. Another Shambling Vent. Alright, we draw the Canopy Vista. I guess we can play this Retreat. Play Canopy Vista. So we Scry, Drain, and make a 1/1. I think we're going to get it. Down to 6. Oh, a fetch land. Yes! Fetch land is exactly what we wanted. These are the situations where there are definite benefits to playing 30-some lands in a deck. Oh, I forgot about that Virulent Plague, actually. So playing that Retreat wasn't very good. There's a Shambling Vent. And a Shambling Vent. Our opponent's doing everything they can to stay alive. So we gotta wait for them to attack. And then we activate our Lumbering Falls to pick off one of these Shambling Vents. Creature land battles. But I think we're getting it. So, yep, kill Shambling Vent. They go to 8. We go to 6. Windswept Heath. Our opponent goes to 6. So 1, 2, 3. Activate Shambling Vent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Activate Lumbering Falls. Now we can actually make this retreat matter. Play it. We get to Scry, Drain, and pump both of our creatures. And that should do it. I think we got there. Yes! Took down Esper Dragons with retreats everywhere. Sweet. So it is possible to win with this deck. Somehow. Oh, yes. That's the first time I've ultimated Ob Nixilis, too. So that's kind of sweet. Yeah, that was an awesome match. So what did we learn today? Obviously, the odds of winning with a dedicated retreat deck isn't that high. We won 1 match out of 4 and 2 games out of 4. Not counting the one where our opponent mulled the 3 and scooped on turn 1. So technically 3 games out of our 4 matches. But still, the deck is pretty sweet, and when it goes off, it is awesome. Like the one game where we got up to 75 life and just grounded out, that made the whole experience worthwhile. The problem is, I think, to win with just retreats, you need to play a lot of lands, which leads to some of the draws we had some games where we just draw the wrong half of our deck and draw a ton of lands, but don't draw anything to do with them, don't draw any retreats or other spells. So I think that retreats in a less dedicated strategy could be good. We've already seen like Retreat to Emeria show up in some token decks and can be powerful. I think the other ones, the green retreat and the black retreat, could also see some play as well. And the card filtering you get from Retreat to Coral Helm can also be beneficial. So I think these cards could show up in standard decks. But as far as building a deck that is 16 retreats like we had, I don't think that can really be competitive. It's asking a lot for that to really work. And if someone has something that can get rid of all of our retreats, like the quarantine field, we just don't have really any plan B for finishing the game. So I had a lot of fun playing the deck, but it's definitely not tier 1. I think it could be fiddled with and maybe be F&M worthy, but I wouldn't expect much more beyond that. So anyway, I had fun playing it, which is the most important thing, and like I said, when it goes off, it's hilarious, so that makes it worth it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out the article for this Against the Odds on MTGGoldfish.com. That's also where you can vote for next week's Against the Odds deck. Has all my other articles, decks prices, metagame strategy, basically anything and everything you can want for Magic the Gathering. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to click that subscribe button down at the bottom. Really helps us out if you would subscribe. Plus, it keeps you up to date on all the latest and greatest videos from MTGGoldfish.com. So, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon.